During my visit to Ipoh, a town in Perak State, Malaysia, long time ago, I went with a few friends to visit a fortune teller out of curiosity. We were then just a couple of young girls eager to find out about what life have in store for us. The four of us sat together, laughed and giggled as the fortune teller made predictions of our character and future. This fortune teller must be quite famous because we had to wait for hours just to see him. When it came to my turn, he told me that I need to make my eyebrows thicker. I was puzzled at his words. He said that if my killer energy is not strong enough, he was worried I would not live past a certain age. He taught me to use either olive oil or the hair tonic and apply on my eyebrows every night before I go to sleep. Hopefully, he said that by then my eyebrows would be thick enough. And when the danger time come, I may have sufficient life force to survive. It's not only what he said, but from what I know on face reading, I also took precautions because I know from my own face analysis that what he said may turn out right. Initially, I was worried and sad. I mean, if what he said would come true, it is too young for me to go. There was quite some time that I was worried, as I tend to believe what he said even though many people told me not to take it seriously. But eventually, I decided that I wanted to make life meaningful. To live it as well as to use my time on earth to contribute in any way that I can. Just in case, if the predictions may turn out to be true. As such, I tend to do things differently from a lot of people. I search for deeper meaning and answers about life. I set to travel to a remote area in another country to seek out a great teacher who through reading his book changed my life. Because the book answered all the questions that I had been having all my life but that no one could answer. I knew I had to meet this great master no matter what. And the first time I went, I did not manage to see him. Well, I was not to be deterred. I went back the second time. And the first time I saw him, when I went the second time, I knew the effort and challenges that I had to go through was worth it. He was a living proof of the lessons and values that he taught. The way I look at life changed after that. With that, I gained courage and confidence about life. To dare to venture into the unknown to seek out answers. In every meaningful thing that we want to accomplish, there would be obstacles. It is as if we are being tested if we are for real. Such obstacles would sieve out the talkers with no action. Don't give up at the slightest roadblock. Don't believe completely what others say. Consider but ask yourself, if it's what you truly want. Remember, no one would be able to understand and know what you want better than your own self. By only talking and sharing with others, we may end up more confused than ever because chances are, many people would try to discourage you. Learn to follow your heart, and following your heart is different from following your emotions. Initially, you'll probably cannot tell the difference. But after a few bumps here and there, you would begin to get the hang of it and be able to differentiate better. It's okay to make mistakes sometimes, so you got to go easy on yourself if you do. If you do nothing but play safe, you may end up feeling bitter later in life. So, predictions may not necessarily be bad or depressing. Because it may be the kick in the butt that we need to overhaul our lives. For me at least. It can put us on guard. And drive us to want to live a meaningful life. We would also want to be in the driver's seat of life. Instead of being swayed here and there by the winds of circumstances. Most of us tend to assume that we would live forever. And so we tend to live life solely for enjoyment or pleasure. But to live to please only the sensory senses would eventually bring a lot of discontentment and emptiness. The more we get, the more we want. It never ends and the agitation would only keep increasing. However, To use our skills and abilities with the intention to help others and to also strive to improve our own limitations would be what that would make us smile, if the time comes to breathe our last, whenever that be. And when we give, to expect as little as in return. Not to let external circumstances determine our mood and our happiness. By the way, I am still trying to master that. Anyway, it was more than 10 years that the fortune teller predicted I may not survive. Nope, I still did not manage to make my eyebrows thicker. But if I had not met him, I would not push myself out of my comfort zone and stop taking life for granted. I plan to share a video on spiritual protection, on how we can protect ourselves to be able to pass danger periods of our lives. Please stay tuned and consider subscribing to my channel if you have not done so. Take care.